Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Hearthstone Rise of Shadows expansion reveal season is at full speed, and today we got 7 new cards, and in this video I'm going to review them all. These are the cards that were revealed today. There's 2 legendary cards, there's Keep a Stalladris for Druid, Vereesa Windrunner for Hunter, there's Unleash the Beast to Hunter spell, a new Paladin Secret Never Surrender, new Paladin spell Lightforge Blessing, and a pair of new lackeys for Warlock and for Priest, Evil Genius and Evil Conscriptor. But are these cards any good? First up, the new Paladin spell, Lightforged Blessing. A 2-mana spell, it's a twin spell, so after you cast this spell you get another copy of it into your hand, but without the twin spell attribute, so you can use this card. There's essentially 2 cards. Give a friendly minion lifesteal, and note that this is not lifesteal until the end of turn. This is permanent lifesteal for that particular minion. So, mind boggles. There are so many ways Heal Paladin or some kind of Paladin could use this. First of all, what comes to mind is the Immortal Prelate, of course. The Turtle shuffle this into your deck, it keeps any enchantments, so you can give that one permanent lifesteal with this. Okay, if we're going for a kind of a fatigue plan, buff up the Prelate, buff it up, give it lifesteal. If one Prelate gets silenced and you have 2, well, that's a twin spell, you can give the other one lifesteal too. No problem. Oh, maybe you want to use it with Wild Pyromancer. Wild Pyromancer, Blessing on Wild Pyromancer, that's a Spirit Lash. Wild Pyromancer with lifesteal, dealing damage, healing you. Okay, that's pretty sweet stuff against any tokens. Or what about giving lifesteal to your Glass Knight? Glass Knight hits into something and replenishes its own Divine Shield. As long as your hero is damaged, of course, you have to actually get healed for that to happen. But, wow. Or just using this on anything else, just to get some healing going. Activate your Sandalari Templars. Or even after you have activated your Sandalari Templars, give the Day-Date Taunt lifesteal. This is a very, very interesting card for various buff, heal type of Paladin decks. Are those decks going to be any good? Well, that I can't tell yet. Hard to say. They might not be. But if they are, then this is one spell that they really want to use. A new Hunter spell as well, Unleash the Beast. A 6-mana twin spell. Okay, again, twin spell. So you cast this and you get another copy into your hand without the twin spell. So you're not going to get a third one. Summon a 5/5 Wyvern with Rush. And the Wyvern, 5/5 Wyvern is a beast. Okay, beast with Rush, 6 mana, 5/5. That's a little bit lackluster stats, to be honest. And it's Rush and it's not charge, it can't even hit face. So, thinking about the current mid-range Hunter archetype, for example, this kind of card is a bit too slow for that. So this is a control card or slower mid-range deck card. But when it might shine would be with Zul'jin. Zul'jin is losing a lot of spells, it's losing a lot of relevance without the spellstone. What is Zul'jin? Well, if Zul'jin gives you a bunch of 5/5 Rush Beasts and gives you some 6-mana spells to your hand that summon more of those 5/5 Rush Beasts, then that is Zul'jin. An interesting card for Spell Hunter, slower mid-range Hunter. There probably won't be a pure Spell Hunter anymore because those synergies are kind of gone, but there might be room for decks that use Zul'jin, and this is a card that goes right into those decks. The new Druid legendary is Keeper Stalladris. A 2-mana 2/3, after you cast a choose one spell, add copies of both choices to your hand. Okay, so in practice you play Keeper Stalladris, then let's say you play Power of the Wild. You can give your minions, let's say you give your minions +1/+1, and you get 2 2-mana spells to your hand. 1 2-mana spell to give your minions +1/+1, and 1 2-mana spell to summon a 3/2 Panther. So the spells that you get will always correspond with the original mana cost of the choose one card. Stalladris only works with spells, so it doesn't work with minions or hero cards or anything like that, but there are some interesting spells for Druid. Choose one spell still left. Stalladris seems to be especially good in token builds, because getting multiple copies of Power of the Wild can be really valuable for those decks. And at 2 mana, Stalladris costs so little that it's easy to weave that in while you're casting other stuff. So definitely an interesting card. Seems to be especially suited for those token builds, but we'll see what else can come up. In my rotation review videos, I talked a lot about whether Bellringer Sentry can carry Secret Paladin in the new expansion. Well, its job just got a lot easier because there's a new Paladin secret in town, and this is a big boy. Never Surrender. 1 mana secret. When your opponent casts a spell, give your minions +2 health. So, when you're playing Secret Paladin and you're happily jamming your minions to your opponent's face and being all cool about it, and then your fun is about to be ruined with something like a Hellfire or a Flame Strike. That's so nasty. But when you have Never Surrender up, whoa, your minions suddenly get +2 health. So 2 health minions survive Hellfire, 3 health minions survive Flame Strike. It looked like Secret Paladin needed a little bit of something to stay afloat because it's losing Divine Favor and stuff, but Never Surrender is definitely a good start to keeping Secret Paladin alive. I have talked about how weak the lackey generators have been that have been published. They just seemed quite lackluster, I might say. But hey, now we got a couple of new lackey generators. Evil Genius, Warlock card, Battlecry, destroy a friendly minion to add 2 random lackeys to your hand. And remember, lackeys are 1 mana 1/1 minions with a powerful Battlecry. So they are very, very good for something like Zoo. And as it happens, Grim Rally Zoo looks like the most potential version of Zoo going into Rise of Shadows. And destroying some friendly minions like, let's say you play Evil Genius, you pop your Scarabag, then you Grim Rally. Or you Evil Genius your Mecharoo or something like that. Lots of stuff that you can do with Evil Genius. Fits right in with the Scarabag, with the Grim Rally. Reminds me a lot of Dark Peddler, really. It's very powerful Zoo-ish 2-drop. This one looks like a really great card. Also for budget players, it's a common card. Scarabag is a common card. Grim Rally is a rare card. Building a budget Zoo with these species, it's coming together. And another good-looking lackey generator, the Evil Conscriptor. 2 mana 2/2, Death Rattle, add a lackey to your hand. Well, why does Priest want lackeys? We don't know yet. We really don't know yet why would Priest want lackeys. But this is definitely a good 2-drop. 2 mana 2/2, so it's mediocre stats. It has a powerful Death Rattle that gives you more resources, it gives you a good card. All you need is some reason to play lackeys. You might even play this without much reason to play lackeys, but if you're playing something like Control Priest, then you probably don't want to. But let's say you put this in something like a mid-range Priest. Yeah, that looks like a great mid-range Priest card, even if you don't intend to use lackey effects a lot. If for some reason you really want lackey effects, Deadringer is still in standard format, so you have a way to tutor your conscriptors, if that's necessary. And finally, the new Hunter legendary, Vereesa Windrunner, a 7 mana 5/6 with a battlecry to equip Toridal, the Star's Fury. And Toridal is a 3 mana weapon, it's a 2/3 weapon. After your hero attacks, gain spell damage +2 this turn. And, well, Vereesa is expensive for its stats, of course, although you do get sort of a weapon if you can make use of that, so it's kind of okay. But how much use can Hunt make of +2 spell damage? This would have been nice with something like Grievous Bite, but Grievous Bite is just rotating out of standard, so you can't use Grievous Bite. I guess you have like Explosive Shot, which kind of works with this, or then you could just go face with kill commands, and then there's stuff like Baited Arrow. But overall, right now in standard format there are not that many Hunter damage spells, so we have to wait and see what the new expansion is going to bring. This card is very difficult to evaluate before we know the full Hunter set, because that spell damage +2 is a very good feature potentially, but what exactly are you going to use that with? We don't know yet. Those were the 7 cards that were revealed today, and it's turning out to be a pretty amazing expansion, really. Evil Genius, super powerful. Never Surrender, really powerful. Lightforce Blessing also has lots of potential uses. The legendaries are interesting. The Evil Conscripter, Midrange Priest, Unleash the Beast, bringing Zul'jin back to relevance. There's potential use for all of these cards. With what we currently know, Vereesa is the weakest of this set, but Vereesa has a lot of potential, we just don't know what Hunter spells there will be yet. But we're getting a lot more cards, again tomorrow, and I will be reviewing them every day. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.